Hey everyone, welcome to the beginning of this beautiful series of videos in which we are learning MongoDB. In this video, we are going to talk about and set up a MongoDB server in our local so that we can use it in our application and learn each and every feature of a MongoDB step by step. Hey everyone, this is Kamran and I'm a full stack web developer, and in this video series, I'm teaching MongoDB to newcomers who can learn MongoDB and become an expert in the MongoDB development. In this video, we're going to talk about how we can set up an instance of a MongoDB in our local environment. As in this series, I'm going to create a number of videos. I would suggest you to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the videos. And we are going to use this MongoDB setup in our e-commerce application, which we are building in other series, so that it will help us to build the e-commerce application as well. And you will learn how to use MongoDB in actual application, and all the features will be clear to you. So I would suggest to all the developers to use MongoDB official documentation if you want to learn about MongoDB basics. And in this video, we are going to download and install the MongoDB server. So for that, I would be using MongoDB official website. I will be leaving the URL for this website in the description box, so that you can also visit there and download the MongoDB community service. And this server we are going to use in our local in order to create MongoDB connection and use this database. And you can also use MongoDB Atlas, which is a cloud-based service provided by MongoDB itself, so that you can use without setting up your MongoDB. So if you want to build an application in which you want to auto scaling MongoDB instances, then you can directly use MongoDB Atlas. Of course, it is a paid service, and you have to think what will be the best option for you, to use the server or you use the MongoDB Atlas. That is up to you. But in this video series, we are going to use the downloaded server. If you want to set up the MongoDB server on your local, you can use this link and download the executable file for MongoDB server. So as I'm using Windows, I'm going to install this in our application using this. And likewise, you can also use any other platform installer from this drop down. So first, I'm going to download and install this MongoDB server in my local, and then I'm going to use our Node.js application to connect with this server. As I have been using this MongoDB server for a long time, I've already downloaded in my local. This is simple. You just have to download it and run in this executable file. Then once that is installed, there are multiple ways to verify that. So one of the best ways to verify the installed MongoDB server is to go to your command prompt or terminal in Linux and type Mongo. And once you hit that, you will be entered in the Mongo shell. And this shell is a command line interface to use MongoDB, and here you can verify anything. So one of the basic commands which you can use to verify it is show DBs. This will show the list of the DBs you have already created in your MongoDB server. In your case, it will be only admin, because by default it always comes with admin or no database. And once you create that, that will show up over here. Even if it is not showing up any database, it will not show any error. So that means that the server is set up successfully. So in this video series, we are going to use this command line interface as well to verify different commands which we are going to run, and also we are going to use the same in our e-commerce application. So in order to use this MongoDB server in our e-commerce application, we have to set up a connection between this MongoDB server in our application itself. So we are going to do that now. And in order to use MongoDB in our Node.js application, we will need a package, and that package will be Mongoose. So we will be using this Mongoose to make a connection and create schemas in our MongoDB database and use it. So let's first install this Mongoose in our application. So in our backend application, I'm going to install this Mongoose. So once Mongoose is installed in our application, we are going to make some folder changes in our application in order to make this connection file in our application. So for that, I'm going to create a new folder named as MongoDB, and this folder will contain all the files related to MongoDB databases. So first will be the index.js, where we are going to create the connection. So in this one, we are going to first import the Mongoose package, right? So let's do that. So const Mongoose is equals to require Mongoose. And then we are going to create a module, and inside this module, we are going to create the connection. And in this video, we are only going to create a connection and see the output. This should be a function module, and in this I'm going to do a try catch, and in this try catch we are going to create a connection. So for creating a connection, we are going to first create a variable name as connection, and in this connection we are going to use this mongoose, right? So mongoose dot connect. This is the simple way to create a connection between a MongoDB and this. And inside this, we have to pass the Mongo URL. So if we want to connect to a MongoDB, we have to get this Mongo URL. And Mongo URL is nothing, just a URL which defines where this MongoDB is installed and what database is to be connected. So this Mongo URL is a simple string in which we will have the host and the port of the MongoDB instance. So first we have to use MongoDB : / and the host of the instance. So here we are going to use localhost. So I'm going to take localhost, and by default all the MongoDB is installed at the port 27017, and you can change this as well, and we are going to see that in one of the upcoming videos, so how to change this port. But for now we are going to use the default port, and then I'm going to add a database. So we are going to create a new database over here, or you can use an already existing one. So you have to keep in mind that even if that database is not created, this mongoose will create a by default database for you. So you can name it anything. I will name it test. Now I have to pass this Mongo URL, which I have already done, and from this function I have to return this connection, and this connection we are going to use in other function, and we will add a catch over here as well. So, and in catch, for now I'm just going to log the error. So in case if we get some error, we will know that. And if the connection is successful, then I have to log something else as well. So let's log here connection established. Oh, space. And now let's make sure this whole function is async, and we have to wait until the connection is created, and then only we have to return it, right? So let's do that. So if we wait for this and then connection is established is printed, that means this connection is created, or else the error will be printed. And now we have to call this module, right? So way that we are going to do in our main server.js file. So let's open our server.js, and here I'm going to require this index file. So let's do that. So this will be MongoDB, and this we will require this our module. So MongoDB, and this is a function, so I have to call this. That's it. And then in the later videos, we are going to use this MongoDB as a connection in other files, and we are going to pass this in the v1 route, and we are going to use this in APIs. So we can do this right now. We can pass this over here. Now let's try to run this server.js and make a connection between our node server and this MongoDB server. So here, if I say npm start, so now you can see over here the whole application is running, and you can also see that the connection established is print. So this is how you connect to a MongoDB server and a particular database. And now we are going to use this database to create all our entity inside this database. And in our application, as we already using a file system to store data, now we are going to move that file system to this database. I'm very excited to do all these things, and hope you will learn a lot from this video series. So I would suggest you hit the subscribe button so that you will never miss any of the exciting videos. Happy coding everyone. See you in the next video.